What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone for a daily news show. 24, 48 hours after we won a game. A lot of positive things to take away from it. However, that always comes with a quote-unquote negative, because according to the reports, Tudor can choose. No, not Tudor. Actually, we can only keep one out of Kolo Muani and Conceicao. I will get into why and if that actually makes sense. But the titleless Tudor can basically pick one, because at the end of the day, if that's actually the situation where the club is telling Tudor you can only pick one between Kolo Muani or Conceicao, I think we all hope. Okay, many of you will probably hope we can pick both, but that's besides the point. If it's actually that's a scenario, then I think we all hope that it's Tudor who will be allowed by the club to pick one of the two, because he is coaching the team. He should be making that decision. However, I want to say pump the brakes. I don't think it's that, deep as he needs to pick one of the two. It's a report from Sky Italia. It's been discussed. We're going to discuss that. Before we do that, as always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel as always, and let's talk about it. Okay, so Tudor can pick one, apparently, according to Sky Italia, between Kolo Muani and Conceicao. You guys already let me know in the comments right now who, if that's actually the thing, you need to pick one of the two. Let me know who and why. Now, I don't think it's that deep. I think the club wants to keep both. The situation with Conceicao is very simple. The club wants to lower the 30 million. Porto is saying pay the 30 million because they know a Premier League club will offer 30 million euros for Conceicao. That will be absolutely no issue. That offer will come in, probably from the Wolves, knowing Jorge Mendes. That offer will come in. They will get their 30 million 100%. It's just that Conceicao wants to stay at Juve as well. That's helping us a little bit. How much of a discount want Juve? I don't know. If they're asking for 10, they can walk away right now. They're not getting 10 million euros, a 10 million euro discount on Conceicao from Porto. So I don't know what the haggle is about. So I don't think the club is sitting there saying, you need to pick one of the two because we're not even going to try to keep both. That's one. However, who would you pick if it's actually the scenario at this moment in time? Now, it's very interesting because if you sign a striker, if you sign Osimhen, then you can say, well, you better keep Conceicao because you have Osimhen. You don't really need Kolo Muani. Kolo Muani, and you just get a backup striker at that point, a cheap one, and you do it that way. That's one scenario how you can look at it. Or you can look at it and it's like, no, get Conceicao, keep Kolo Muani, excuse me, because I think 30 million euros is too much for Conceicao, for example. Because right now, also interesting, Nico Gonzalez didn't play, and according to reports, he was fit to play. So I don't even know what that means. There's interest from the Premier League for Nico Gonzalez. Is he maybe leaving? Now, if you move a player out like Nico Gonzalez, then you definitely need to make an attempt to keep Conceicao. Different positions, I get it, but pure about the profiles and the positions they occupy, you need to at least keep one. You need to do something, because Mbangula has tipped to move on as well. For example, you're becoming short up top. So I don't think the club is sitting there saying it's one of the two and we're just gonna go for one and forget about the other one. It's clear. It's very, very clear. They're working harder on keeping Kolo Muani rather than keeping Conceicao. And maybe that's not because they prefer to keep Kolo Muani over Conceicao. I think it's more about the feasibility of the deal, because Kolo Muani has a good relationship with PSG. PSG are open to loan him out another year, then do an option, obligation, whatever. It feels right now, it's not about jinxing, right now it feels more easier for a club to make that deal happen than the Conceicao deal, for example. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Kolo Muani came out and said, I want to stay because I love it over here. I'm enjoying myself, etc. So that's also a plus for the club, like the Conceicao. Conceicao is not really that, straightforward. It's just like, I'm feeling good right here. Let's see. But Kolo Muani keeps repeating, saying, I feel love right here. I feel in my place right here. I can smile again, basically. I can play again, I enjoy playing football again, and all those things. And he picked the Premier League. He picked off us above Premier League club moves as well. So that's telling. He talked about playing with Kalulu and playing with Thuram. That French connection within the club. He said that's important. It's fun. It's helping. Just for the history of the club. Keeping having French players here. Kalulu echoed that as well. So it feels like that deal is much more easier due to circumstances, because the price tag is higher than Conceicao. We paid around 6-7 million euros to get him on loan. Let's say 5. Let's split the difference. 5 million euros to get him on loan. If you loan him again, I think PSG will ask for another 10. And if you buy him, they're looking to recoup a lot of money. And the way he's playing right now, they'll probably ask for around 40 to 50 million euros, something the club probably will try to lower. But all in all, he will cost more than Conceicao, and his wages are also higher than Conceicao's agent wages. Wages. So Kolo Muani's wages are higher than those of Conceicao. So it's not even that the Conceicao deal is much more complicated or much more expensive than the Kolo Muani deal in the long run. It's not really. That's not really the case. I don't really understand, because I thought Tudor wasn't really a fan of Conceicao. Then he plays him again, and yeah, he played well. So it's all kind of grasping right now at straws. What I will say is that this needs to be clear ASAP. As a club, as a coach, you need to know before preseason kicks off if Conceicao is going to be there, or if you're going to need to look for a different type of profile, if you're going to need to reshape things, if you're going to try different things. I don't know. But those things need to be clear. You cannot go into July. Yeah, Conceicao can come back in July. He knows the coach, he knows the system. It's easy. But if he's not coming back, you need to have the next one lined up. Because right now, we're all assuming Conceicao is kind of the starter, or will play most of the game. So whoever comes in is going to probably take on that responsibility as well. And we cannot have in a situation again like last season when Koop Miners and Conceicao himself and Nico Gonzalez come in the week before we play Roma, and then they make their debut. Like, those scenarios were disaster scenarios. Those things cannot happen this season. So they're going to need to make a decision. Are we going to, power through it? And are we going to pay? Are we going to pay Porto? Or are we going to haggle for discounts? And even Conceicao's like, what? I mean, it's not really going to happen, it seems. And I have other offers. They're willing to pay Porto. I'm gone, So it would all depends as well on, what is going to happen with the number 9 position. But as of now, the reporting is saying one of the two. I'm not really believing it at this moment in time, but let's see. I don't think anyone will be shocked if we don't sign Conceicao at this moment in time. Anyways, in the comments, you let me know if you were given the choice, you need to pick one of the two. Which one will you pick and why? Explain that. Like the video, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.